Ducks go. I can't do like the seagull does. A loon goes, how does a loon go? Wah, 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 wah. And Bella just barks. Soft crab season runs from middle of May to mid-October. And then spring and fall we do hard crabs, so I'm doing the hard crabbing now, so don't have to be up as early, usually up at 5 o'clock. And try to get the crabs on the boat for to sell in Crisfield, Maryland. And try to be crabbing by daybreak. And usually I'm out on the boat until noon or so, then back in with the catch to the crab house. I'm a commercial crabber, and I'm the mayor of Tangier. I have an office in town, but this is my main office right here. I like this office better. Great view. My main focus as mayor is getting protection for the island. Our number one problem is erosion, wave action.
Big difference in the beach area. We're losing a lot of the beach. Losing land on the east side is obvious.
I've been watching that marsh recede for 8 years. I've been watching the tide get higher and higher in that every morning.
It was really high. We had to make a bridge out of the rock to get to the steps to get on my school, to get to school.
I do know our island is slowly washing away, slowly but surely. I think in probably the next 50 to 70 years, the island will most likely be gone.
Real shallow here. It's only up to your waist here. So when the tide's not running, when the tide is not moving, you can walk all the way down here. So we have tides above normal here, and it's a combination of things causing it this go round. We have a full moon, king tides they call it, and we also have a low pressure storm off of North Carolina. And so we're getting an onshore wind right now, and whenever we get that, it pushes water in from the ocean into the bay, and the tides are above normal.
It happens all the time, especially in the fall. It really sucks for everybody, but I mean, you get used to it. Everybody's got a pair of boots.
I kind of like it in my backyard because I just go kayaking. We have these 2 kayaks, and my dad helps us get it down, and we're just kayaking everywhere.
But do you even know how I pick them up?
You're gonna get wet if you pick them up. What? No, I'm not going back there to get the food. You do it.
We've lost probably 5 or 6 other communities, smaller communities around Tangier that have disappeared over the years. They're underwater now. Most of them disappeared back in the 1930s, early 40s. The land used to come all the way to the number 6 marker. So now you can see how much of it has eroded away. And back then they had no way to get protection for their communities, so they just abandoned them and moved down to the main island, Tangier. But those actual sites are well offshore now, underwater. And so that's what we don't want happen to Tangier.
The Chesapeake Bay was created by a meteor striking the planet, and as a result of that and the creation of this depression, the land in the Chesapeake Bay region is continuing to sink slowly over time in a process that's known as subsidence. But when you couple that with sea level rise, you have what's known as your relative sea level rise. So the water's coming up and the land's going down, and so what might have been 6 inches of sea level rise may end up being 12 inches of relative sea level rise. And so here in the Chesapeake Bay region, and particularly on Tangier, it has exacerbated what was already a crisis with climate impacts.
So right now we're protected on the west side of the island by a rock seawall. We were losing up to 30 feet of shoreline in 1 year on the west side of the island. But we put a rock seawall in 1989, and we haven't lost 1 inch of shoreline since then, so it works.
And they have helped slow it down, but we don't have nearly enough to stop it.
I'm happy to be here, but I still don't know if I will end up here.
And when I talk about saving Tangier, I tell people I'm not just talking about saving a small piece of land. I'm talking about a culture, a way of life.
Trouble with tide. I don't even know when tide's out where I live, but I live on the mountain.
The people and our way of life are the main, that's the main focus here. And that's what I like the best about Tangier. I love the work that we do here, out on the boats, crabbing and fishing, oysters, but it's the people, it's the people.
Most young people do leave once they graduate, and that has had a huge impact because all the job opportunities are off the island. Huge impact on our population.
I think a lot of the thing with children, the kids graduating and leaving is because they want more, because there's so little here for them to do, especially now. Back in the day, there used to be a movie theater, there was a dance hall, there was arcades, there was multiple grocery stores. Now that so many families have left and nobody's staying, there's nothing for young kids to do anymore.
Just no opportunity here. You know, I see the same people every day. A lot of them are nice people, a lot of them can be very annoying. A lot of them just tired of seeing in general.
When I say combined, I mean it includes everything. It includes preschool, the elementary school, middle school, and high school. So from preschool to 12th grade, you're attending the same school. So we are one of the last in the state of Virginia. Well, it wasn't like that at first when they first put the school here. They cut the poles off and found out it was a mistake, so they put it back up again. But yeah, I mean, I guess all that was taken into consideration. The tides, because the tides do come over the school ground area. So that was part of why it had to be raised back up. It stays anywhere from 40 to 45 students right now. For a long time, it remained at 100. Average class size, I would say, would be six students.
In my grade, just me. I'm merged in most of the time with other people. You know, it's not usually that many people, but it's definitely different than everybody else, just because of how little people there are. And it's different for me, but I mean, it's all I'm used to.
5 in my grade, and we both
If you were
have 4.
counting me, then it would be 4. But if you weren't counting me, 3.
Young people, children, that's important to a community because that's your future. And but you know, more and more, it used to be especially the boys, once they got out of school, they would work on the crabbing boats. But a lot of them now, they go into the military after high school or onto higher education. And a lot of them don't come back. They don't return. They don't go into the water business. I guess our youngest group of crabbers now are in their 40s. So that's not good.
I got some in mind. The tugboat, you know, be a merchant mariner. Get all my stuff for that, my licenses and everything. You know, they usually just say you make a lot more money if you don't really have a wife and kids to go home to. And you know, that's what I really have in mind, because you know, I don't have a girlfriend, I don't have any kids, obviously. So you know, it seems like a really good opportunity to make a lot of money. Just, I mean, it's straight out of high school, and you know, I mean, I've had a lot of people telling me that. Just seems like the best route to take.
I know I do want to go to college. I know that, but I mean, I'm trying to. I dream of going into the Air Force. I know that's a lot technologically based, and yeah, then that'll pay for my college. So yeah.
I want to be a preacher when I grow up. I want to be on Tangier, because if I raise money, maybe I could help build a seawall.
You don't want to hold the young people back from getting the job opportunities, because we have very strong students. They need to go off to get those job opportunities, even though it's a loss, but we don't want to hold them back either. I had 2 boys, and my boys did not pick to stay here. We always thought they would move on. That was just, we knew that. I guess you're a little more heartbroken if it's your children going and you know they're not living under your roof anymore. I mean, but that, you have to be willing to do that. But everyone, a lot of the seniors that leave when they graduate, we make sure we're there to see them off and to wish them good luck with their future plans, to encourage them.
Come here.